I just think it's all set up for a shock. I think everyone is writing Dubois off. It's the AJ show. He's looking confident. He's looking happy. But we've been here before. Dubois has been completely written off for me, and that's always a bad sign. But I just think Dubois, hand speed and explosiveness will cause AJ problems. He's not Francis Ngannou. He's not Otto Wallen. He's not Hellenius. This guy's bringing the firepower, right? And I need to see how AJ deals with that at this stage of his career because we've not seen it in the last few fights. But that is my prediction. I'm going for the upset. Daniel Dubois is going to knock Anthony Joshua out to reclaim his IBF World Heavyweight title. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, I'm going to bask in his glory. Listen, let me tell you something, right? It would have been easy for me to say Anthony Joshua was going to win this fight. It really would have. And I make a point of not listening to people in the game, fighters, trainers, promoters, managers, because if you do, it can sway your opinion. So I always keep to what I say and I don't listen to what anybody else says, because if you do, you can change your opinion. And I told everyone that Daniel Dubois was going to win this fight. And guess what? That's exactly what he did. Daniel Dubois stopped Anthony Joshua in round number 5 to retain his IBF World Heavyweight Championship. Oh my God. I've nearly lost my voice. I need to start doing watch-alongs eventually. If you see what I'm like, my word, if there was a camera on me, I'm screaming, I'm going mad, I'm feeling everything. It was one of those moments where you're just screaming, like it was unbelievable. What an event, by the way. Absolutely sensational. I thought Riyadh season got it completely spot on. The timing of the fights were absolutely perfect. They flowed. You weren't waiting around for too long. Okay, before the main event, you're waiting for Liam Gallagher to come on, and it was taking a bit of time. I don't know how much they work these concerts in the boxing with the boxing. Maybe it should start off at the beginning of the fight cards, because I think by the time the main event comes around, you just want to see the fight. You don't want to see Liam Gallagher, you don't want to see Eminem, as much as they're icons, and it's mad I'm saying this, you just want to see the fight. But it was sensational. What an unbelievable event. Right, let me pick the bones out of this. Anthony Joshua on the ring walk, he, again, I've said this on my social media, I said it in my videos, that he was all nice and relaxed on fight week. Everything's happy. It's the AJ show. He's coming out first, even he's coming out second, even though he's not the champion. It's all AJ's going to be the best fighter in the world if he wins this fight. We're being sold this. And I love AJ. I'm one of his biggest fans. But I've watched boxing for long enough, right? I made this point clearly before the fight. We have not seen someone go in there with heavy artillery and put it on him, right? We didn't see it with Otto Wallen. We didn't see it with Francis Ngannou. We didn't see it with Robert Helenius. We didn't see it. We saw it with Daniel Dubois, and Dubois came out. The jab was so good. AJ just couldn't read it. Dubois was snapping his head back. He wasn't even doubling it, just singles. Nice, fast, sharp, bang, bang. And AJ's head was going up. He just couldn't read the jab. Dubois, again, I said the combination punches, his punch variation was good. AJ just couldn't, he just wasn't in the fight. And no matter how much you may knock Anthony Joshua, that guy is an absolute warrior, let me tell you. Because that shot he took on the chin in the first knockdown, that was bang on the chin. When you box, you're taught to punch there. Because no matter who you are, if you get hit there with enough force, you're going to go down or you're going to get put to sleep. How he didn't get put to sleep, I don't know, because he got a 19 stone plus heavyweight, bang, right on the chin, and he got up, but I don't think he ever recovered from that. If you look at the sequence before he got finished, he was backed up on the ropes and he went like this to the crowd, like this. I'm okay. And 2 seconds later, bang, he got knocked. He didn't get knocked out, but he got stopped. So you just saw little things again, just it just wasn't right. And it's easy to nitpick at what he was doing in the fight with in regards to looking at the crowd and all that and showing the corner or whatever he was doing. But you got to understand he's not thinking clearly. Right? He's not thinking clearly. He's getting hit on the gym by a big guy. He's not thinking clearly. But he tried his best to get up and get up and get up. Even the knockdown, even the finish of the fight when he got floored with that counter, he still tried to get up. So don't tell me that Joshua isn't a warrior. He still tried to get up. And I've got to give Dubois massive respect because if you watch, that was the biggest moment of his life. So much pressure. And he was like an iceman. Even when AJ was down, his corner team rushed up to him, celebrating, and he was like, no, let me just see he's okay. That's serious respect, that. So fair play to Dubois for that. But he proved everyone wrong. He really did. And AJ's limitations did get exposed. I said it in my pre-fight. When you've got that much money and you've got that much success, you're not going to have the same motivation. Dubois had the opportunity to get the keys to the kingdom and he took it, and you could see he was hungry. He was dedicated. He was motivated. On his way to the ring, he looked so calm. He didn't look nervous. He looked like a guy zoned in. You know, good, nice warm up he did. You could see he was sweating. He wasn't cold. You know, he had a sweat on. That's what you need to do. Get nicely warmed up. And he, as soon as that bell went, he showed AJ no respect. Went straight to the centre of the ring and pushed him back. And AJ, you know, his hands was like this for the majority of the fight because he just wasn't thinking clearly, was he, after the first knockdown. But it was sensational to watch. But let me tell you something. A part of me did think, if you're not going to get him out of there now, you're risking this guy getting back in the fight because Dubois could have tied himself out because you're thinking, you've got to take him out now. There's no tomorrow. Effectively, AJ was like a punch bag for a few rounds. You know, he was really dazed. You had to go in for the finish, and Dubois was smothering his work at times. He was throwing right hands and getting in too close, where you're just thinking, just step back, a little half step back, and bang, whip the uppercut, left hook, right hand, or whip the uppercut, and the uppercut was there, and he was just throwing the right hand, leaning in, and was getting messy, scrappy, and I'm thinking, you might blow this, but you can't just. It's easy to say in the heat of battle, you know, he's trying to get the finish, but he was just smothering his work. But the finish was sensational. I said it on my video, 5 Ways Dubois Wins the Fight, earlier on in the week. Dubois' counter-punching is very underrated. It's very good. And I've noticed it in the last few fights, as soon as Hrgovic or Miller was throwing shots, he was come back with a counter. Nice, sharp and fast. And even though he got rocked with right hand, he came back. It was the counter that shut AJ's lights out. It was sensational. It really was. And he proved a lot of people wrong. I don't think I've seen a heavyweight fight for a long time. A big domestic clash where a guy was being written off completely. Like, this is why I'm going to bask in this glory. You know, and all the people that have won your money, because I know I have, right? My phone's open. I'll give you my bank details. Send it over. Let me have some of that dosh. Right? Because I know I've earned you an absolute fortune. Fortune I have. Right? But the people writing Daniel Dubois, I was staggered by it. I couldn't believe it. You would have thought it was just a homecoming for Anthony Joshua. I don't like the fact that Dubois came out first. He's the champion. You should keep those traditions. I don't like that. It's never a good sign. And I just think, I'm not going to say they were complacent, AJ, because Ben Davidson's not, but it was, the aura was around. The aura was suggesting that, the noise was suggesting that AJ just has to turn up and he will hit Dubois with a right hand. Listen, Dubois was hungry. This was his time. This was his chance. This was his opportunity. And he went out there and took it. What a story. You know, if I would have told you when he took the knee against Joe Joyce, a few years later, 96,000 people in front of Wembley, he's knocked Anthony Joshua out, you wouldn't have believed me. And he becomes a heavyweight champion, even though he is an IBF world champion. You wouldn't have believed me. It's one of the greatest stories in British boxing history. It really is. I'm so happy for Kieran Farrell, his assistant trainer, the team, Don Charles. They were getting a lot of stick pre-fight. I didn't know what to believe. I was buying into the rumours at some point. Kieran actually commented on my socials saying it's all fake rumours with the right hand, and it turned out to be. It was all a load of nonsense. I heard a few promoters saying, I've been told he's busted his hand. It's like, shut up. Who's told you? They're talking nonsense. But it was incredible. I'm still in just dazed by it, and it happened a few hours ago. It was just absolutely incredible. It really was. And where do we go now with heavyweight boxing? Do we still want to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? Yes, we do. And I'll tell you something. I think Usyk will stop Fury in December. I'm telling you now. I changed my mind a few times because I think Fury will do well in the rematch again. But I can't look past Usyk. I think they might try and give Fury a decision. But I think Usyk will go out there. We know he's not going to get any favours. I think he will. I think he'll stop Tyson Fury in December. But I might change my mind again. I don't know. I'm still going back and forth between that one. But I tell you what, though, Turkey, he wasn't too happy, was he? I don't really like that, You can see when he was giving Dubois the belt, he looked miserable. I don't like that. And there's some footage where the camera's to him and he's gone like that, cut the camera off, and that ain't the best look, to be quite honest with you, because I'm not a massive fan of the fighters sitting next to him when you've got Tyson next to him and all that. Now, I get it, I understand that. Listen, Turkey's been unbelievable for boxing. This wouldn't have happened for him. So I'm not really criticising him, but I'm not a massive fan of certain fighters being pally-pally, because at the end of the day, it's not you can't really show favouritism, Yes, we know obviously Joshua is a money man, but it just wasn't the best look, But Dubois shocked the world, and I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be quite honest with you. I've got 2 a.m. here, so I'm pretty tired. But it's just, it was unbelievable. It was. AJ it just looked like he was in a trance again, and the thing is, I don't know if he's doing boxing to get away from all the pressures of him being a superstar, because you got to understand his phone will be going mad all the time. He makes money in his sleep, so people will be driving him mad. All the time he'll be being asked to do sponsorship things, business deals, contracts, like it all gets to him. So I think when he gets into training camp, it's his sanctuary. That's him to get a bit of peace from the world, because that's what you do when you're a boxer. I've been in many fighters' camps. You train, you go home, you sleep. You train, you go home, you sleep. You're in your little bubble, and I think AJ likes that. But boxing isn't a sport where it can be your sanctuary. You have to be hungry. Now, obviously, you clearly still have the desire because he's still getting up for these fights. But when it really matters, and I did say this pre-fight, when you're in the trenches and your back's against the wall and you've got multi-millions in the bank account, multi-millions, what is the desire at 35 years of age when you've already been a unified heavyweight champion twice? What is it? Is it to make more money? Is it to make history? You're just not going to have that desire you did 10 years ago. Dubois had that desire. I think he would have gone through hellfire to win that fight yesterday. And he put it on AJ. He got the tactics spot on. Right hand worked well. Fast, hard. Jab was very, very good. It was very good. AJ just couldn't read it. It was unbelievable. I'm still a bit shocked. I know I picked Dubois to win, but let me tell you something. I wasn't confident. I know, but you can't be, because when someone's such a favourite in the fight, how can you be confident? But there was just something telling me. Because when it's geared for someone to win, right, and everyone is picking a certain fighter, that's always a bad sign for me, because this is boxing, and especially in heavyweight boxing, when you're fighting a guy who's fast, strong, and explosive, there's always a chance you can lose that fight. But what happens now? What does happen now? Does AJ go for the rematch? Does he fight the loser of Fury and Usyk? Does he have a rebound fight, maybe against Jamal Miller or something, even though that's a dangerous fight? What does he do? People are saying they don't want to see the rematch. Of course I want to see the rematch. Of course, sell 96,000 again. Because the story's there now. It's redemption again. And it's not Andy Ruiz coming in fat as a pig, eating a pizza and a slice of doner kebab on the way to the ring that he did in the rematch last time. Dubois will be just as hungry, right? He ain't going to give AJ that opportunity. So what happens? Does the same thing happen again? It's interesting. I want to see it. Of course I want to see it because the story's there. Boxing's all about subplots and stories. You've got to make me interested to watch you fight. If you don't give me something, I ain't going to watch you. That's it. The story's there. It's there. So don't tell me you don't want to see the rematch. I do want to see the rematch, but I don't know what happens. If Fury gets stopped by Usyk, do you still want to see AJ Fury? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, it might not be the fight it could have been a few years ago, but so what? We have to see it. We can't have Wilder and AJ not fighting, Fury and AJ not fighting. That would be a bad look, because what are you going to do in 10, 15, 20 years' time when you're being asked about the heavyweight division? No, so what was it like fighting Tyson Fury? Oh, I didn't fight him. What was it like fighting Deontay Wilder? Oh, I didn't fight him. Why? Jeez, you can't do that. We have to see that fight eventually. So what if they both lost? It doesn't matter. All the time, especially with heavyweight boxing, a loss doesn't have to define you, right? AJ could lose to Dubois, but he could beat Fury. Fury could lose to Usyk, but could beat AJ. So what? Right, different fights are different styles are different rhythms, different tempos, different punch powers are different. Just because you lose to someone else doesn't mean you will lose to the next person. I still want to see those fights. Now, the whole thing of AJ Fury being for undisputed, that's gone. Right, it's gone. That's what they wanted. I know Saudi wanted that. That was the fight, but it's gone. At the end of the day, it's gone. Do I want to see Anthony Joshua retire? Listen, AJ's been sensational for boxing, and I won't have anyone absolutely hammering him. Now, there'll be a lot of people coming out now saying he's finished, it was never that good. And as I said pre-fight, everyone picking AJ to win. A lot of these people were the same people saying he was finished before the Ngannou fight, and Ngannou would beat him. Now he's the best thing since sliced bread. Now he's absolutely finished. That's what boxing's like. You're literally a villain. You're a hero one day, and you're a villain the next. Literally what it's like. The reality is, though, Anthony Joshua has been unbelievable for boxing, right? Unbelievable, because it's not just been his achievements, it's not just the accolades, it's not just the commercial success. What Anthony Joshua has done is inspired an entire generation, right? He has shown people that there's hope. You can be in a bad place in your life, you can be on the wrong path, but you can go to a boxing gym and you can change your life around. Now, granted, you might not be an undisputed world champion or unified world champion or the most successful fighter commercially on the planet. That doesn't have to define success. Success could be giving up an addiction you've got, substance abuse. It could be thinking positively and getting yourself out of a depression. It could be losing weight. We all have trials and tribulations. Everyone has demons. Some of us keep it in, some of us show it more, right? We all have demons. But Anthony Joshua has given an entire generation hope. He has shown people that you can change your life around. Now, you can go to a boxing gym and you can change your life around, whatever that may be, right? And Anthony Joshua has done that, and he has shown people that you can do that. You don't have to stay at the place that you're in now. If you're in a dark place, you can get out of it. He has shown that he's given hope to people. And for that, I want to thank Anthony Joshua. He's been an unbelievable addition to British boxing in the last 10, 12 years. Right? Now, yes, I know his promoter absolutely sells the back of him and is his promoter, right? But he has. I don't think we'll see a success story like Anthony Joshua for a very, very long time. Maybe not again. In the respect of, he started boxing at 18, right? He was on his way to, he would have gone down the wrong path, would have ended up in prison. He was hanging around with the wrong people. And he started boxing at 18. You have no right to even fight for a British title when you start that late, right? He's commercially been probably the biggest fighter in the world, right? Unified heavyweight champion 2 times. That's unbelievable. At 18 years of age to get to there. Now, even when he's fighting the U6 of Dubois, you got to understand these guys have been fighting since they were kids. You know, they box like I have a cup of tea. Do you understand? AJ is had to learn on the spot, and the way he's learned the game in such a short period of time, I don't think that can be overstated. I've said this many times. It's unbelievable what he's achieved. So I'm not going to slate him. I'm not going to hammer him. It was never any disrespect to AJ, me picking Dubois. You know, I'm a big AJ fan, but I just had this feeling. I just thought Dubois would have his number, and he did. But Anthony Joshua, I salute you. Unbelievable for British boxing, and thank you. What next for Daniel Dubois? Well, he's got the keys to the kingdom now. Does he go for the winner with Fury and Usyk? Is the rematch going to happen? You know, what a story, though. Let me tell you, I said this before. An amazing story for Daniel Dubois. It's a story that just you never saw it coming, did you? When he lost against even against Usyk, you just never saw this coming. He's really become a fan favourite now. A lot of people used to mock him. There was people mocking him before the fight because I don't know. He said a statement. Say he did a statement at the final press conference, but I think ChatGDP wrote it for him. I think he put it on his social by mistake, and I think people were mocking him all the time, and he kept his cool, he kept his calm, he kept his composure, and he went in there and he changed his fucking life, and that is an unbelievable success story. I can pick the bones and analyse this. To be honest, I'm not even 100% sure what I'm saying, and my head is just fried. It really is. But it was an unbelievable event. I'm going to talk about the event as a whole tomorrow, later on in the week, because I need to get my thoughts together. Wow. Unbelievable. Daniel Dubois stops Anthony Joshua in round 5. Right. Like, comment, and subscribe.